afternoon all. Welcome to Tuesday afternoon Pilates again from my living room. Hope everyone is happy and healthy. So today we're going to be focusing on standing balance, using some hip rotation, focusing on pelvic stability while we're standing, and then we're going to spend some time working in our quadruped position. So on all fours, so hands and knees. It's a great position for anyone with lower back pain, pregnancy of course, anyone who is looking for some easier options for things like planks. So we're going to be focusing on quadruped. Now quadruped can be a little bit difficult on wrists, so my wrists aren't particularly strong. So what we will be doing is taking quite a lot of breaks. So we won't be staying on our wrists, if you like, for too long all at once. So we will be sitting back plenty, we will be taking some trunk rotation while we're in quadruped, and we will be just taking a bit of time out to work out the wrists as well, because it can be a little bit tiring on the wrists. And then we're going to finish seated with some spinal twists and trunk rotation again, and a little bit of a flow pattern to lengthen the spine and open up the sides of the rib cage as well. So that's the plan. So standing mobility, standing balance, quadruped, seated. Okay, so that's our little plan for today. So all we need is a nice, safe, non-slip area. So I've gone for just the carpet today because actually I find that gives me the best grip for standing work. So just somewhere that has a safe surface, so not something slippery. So kitchen tiles, not so good. Right then folks, let's come on up. Okay, with, as we always do, a little bit of mobility, checking into the key muscle groups, and also checking in, I always like to check into the neck and the spine, lower back as well, and just see how it feels today. We'll then just run over what our pelvis should be feeling like and the position that we should be focusing on maintaining through our pelvis as we work on our standing balance work. So let's just bring ourselves into our standing Pilates pose. So our feet are going to be directly under our hips, level across our big toes, and equal weight through both sides. I like to have a little play through either foot and just feel that pressure down into the floor. And then just soften those knees slightly, just a little bit, just so that they're not hyperextended backwards, they're not locked out. Thinking about the tailbone and the pelvis, so we just tuck our tailbone underneath us. We try to draw the belly button in towards the spine. So I know you can't actually see that I'm drawing my belly button in towards my spine anymore, but I can feel that I have still got that little bit of connection, belly button to spine. We're also going to feel like we're lifting up through our pelvic floor. So it's like we're squeezing up through front and back passage, just a couple of levels. So imagine just going up a couple of levels on that elevator, just to keep that nice strong midsection. We open the chest, and then if you just give your shoulders a bit of a wiggle, so we can think about drawing the shoulder blades back and down, lovely and tall to the crown of the head. So let's just sink that chin down into our chest. So let the chin come down, let it have a little bit of a sink. And then as it rolls side to side, just have a think about whether one side of the neck feels a little different to the other. Maybe one side is tighter than the other. Maybe you've got some crunching or some grinding on one side. I tend to get that in the left side of the neck. And then just draw the head back on top when you're ready, lifting lovely and tall. Peeking over the right shoulder. Come back through the centre, take a bit of a peek over the left one. Come back through the centre. And then if you just drop that ear down into your shoulder, so feel that lovely stretch through that left hand side of your neck. And then if you just pop them up, flop over to the other side just as far as your head wants to go. Might not want to go very far, that's fine. And then if we come on up, we're going to roll the spine all the way down. So let's take a heavy chin. Let's take a heavy head, shoulders, upper back, all the way down. I can't quite go as low anymore, belly's in the way. Pausing at the bottom. And then start to work when you're ready. So just softening those knees, working your way all the way back up. Take a nice big inhale. Open that chest, expand that rib cage, and then bring those arms down. So we're going to go one more time. So think about it all linking in together. So heavy chin, head, shoulders and upper back, mid spine, low spine, pause. Bend your knees, start to work your way back all the way up, 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 up. And take a lovely big inhale to the top. And then if you come down halfway, so your aeroplane wings. Now think about the top of your pelvis being lovely and still. I just want you to dip your right aeroplane wing. So feel the left side of your body opening up. So right from the hip through that lower back and waist, all the way up that rib cage. Take a peek down to those right fingertips. And then let the head come back out. And then let's come back up to center. So pelvis isn't moving at all. Dip that left wing down. So feel yourself opening up through the right side. Take a little peek down to the left. And then let's come back to center and even yourself up. Now let your right arm come up and your left arm come down. And just take a nice easy windmill from side to side. So a nice easy windmill, lovely and relaxed on your shoulders. So just let it go quite floppy, lovely. And then if you just do one more with that right one more with that left one, bring those arms back down again and just relax them there, lovely. So let's just focus a little bit on our pelvic position. So I'm just going to go side on so we can use that pail of water analogy that you might remember if you tuned into the workshop at all. So I want you to think about the top here, the top of your pelvis, like a bucket of water, so like a pail of water. And we're trying not to tip anything out of the front or out of the back. So the waistband of the top of our trousers should be lovely and parallel to the floor. So with my spine shape, I've got quite an exaggerated curve. So I naturally stand with what we call anterior pelvic tilt. So my pelvis would tip forwards. So it's exaggerated by the weight of the bump now as well. So it's something I have to be careful of. The water would all tip out the front, and what that does is compresses the muscles and the discs at the base of my spine and can give me lower back pain. So I need to tuck that tailbone underneath us. So anterior tilt is the one that we see most often. Occasionally we have posterior where we're tilted too far back and the water would be coming out of the back. And again, we just need to level up and find that happy medium. So let's come back to center. Think about your pail of water and just keeping it lovely and steady. I would like you to take your weight into your right foot. Spread out your right toes along the floor and then find something that you can stare at that's about eye level and that isn't moving to help with that balance. Now your belly button, it needs to draw in tighter now and keep that squeezing up of your pelvic floor. Really doesn't matter what you do with your arms, whether you like to have them on your hips or whether you like to have them out or maybe just floating at your side, really doesn't matter. Lighten up onto your left tippy toes and we're going to come up with that left knee. Now aiming up for about hip height is super, but it doesn't have to be that high. Now very, very gently and slowly come down and just graze the floor if you can with your toes. So let's come up, 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 up. Doesn't matter if you wobble, come down. So when you do feel a bit wobbly, pull that belt a bit tighter. Remember, that's where all your stability is. Keep spreading those right toes into the floor. So you want as much surface area as you can. So we're just going to do one more here, and I'd like you to hold at the top of your range of movement. Now if you can, we're going to open up from that hip, just externally rotating through the hip. We're going to come all the way back in, and we're going to rest down under control. So down you come under control. Now if you need to have a little bit of a pedal through the feet, no problem at all. Let's sink our weight into our left foot. Think about your pail of water again, so reset. Draw the belly button, and then that pelvic floor, just squeeze it up. Let's lighten up onto the right tiptoes and spread those left toes out. So really try and make them wide, large base of support. So we come on up, just coming up to hip height if you can, but by all means it doesn't have to be that high. And controlling as we come down to just graze the floor. So you might feel all the little ligaments wiggling just around that left ankle joint. So that's good. We want those ligaments to be moving and working. We want to keep them both strong and supple. So up we go again. And we are going to go one more time. So up we go. We're going to hold at the top. Let's rotate out if we can. And then slowly under control, rotating back in and coming back down. Little pedal through. We're going to do one more on either side, and we're just going to do, let's do 3, but with a rotation on each one. So let's step into that right one, spread the right toes. Reset the pelvis, reset that pail of water. Find your focus spot, draw the belly in. So we come up on that left one, and we rotate as far as is comfortable. We take the rotation back in, and we slowly come on down to tap the floor. Reset if you need to. Let's come on up. Check that your right knee is nice and soft. So we rotate out, we come back under control, and we slowly come down. Yeah, not touching that floor too much. And then let's come up one more time. So let's come up, 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 up. Rotating out. Rotating back under control. Dropping to floor. Lovely. Little pedal through. And then left side again. So reset, step left. Broaden the toes, belly button draws in. And let's come up, 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 up. Rotating. Don't forget to breathe, guys. So keep that rib cage lovely and full. That deep thoracic breathing. So breathing laterally into the sides of our rib cage. Let's come on up. Focusing on our little spot. Gently coming down. So just going to do one more of those. So one more. So let's come on up, 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 up. Round you go, rotate, round you go, gently down, little pedal through, lovely. Right then folks, we're going to take it to the floor into quadruped. So let's come down. So remember, if it gets a little wrists, take a break, sit back onto your heels. Give the wrists a little bit of a break. We are going to be taking lots of breaks because my wrists don't like being in that position for too long anyway. So let's come on to all fours. And the first thing I want you to do is just balance yourself up. So think about having almost like a leg at each corner. So hands, elbows, shoulders in line, knees and hips in line. So let's go into our Superman first, and we're going to alternate sides, So right hand and left leg will start. Lift up the shoulders, lift up the belly. Oh, a little bit close here to the sofa for me, so I'm going to have to use a bent leg. If you've got room to use a straight leg, then super. I'll just have to keep mine bent so that I am out the way of that sofa. Now, really great tip here. If you need a little bit of help with balance, find a little spot on your carpet or your floor and just stare at it. Really, really eyeball it. On the other hand, if you're quite happy with your balance, try the Superman exercise with your eyes closed. So let's do one more on each side. Pushing away. So we'll do one more of those. Pushing away. Come on back. And then I want you to release your wrists by sitting back. If you need a bit more room to breathe, or if you need somewhere to put a baby bump, then just take those knees wide so you've got some space to fold into. Maybe just work the wrists a little bit. Flatten yourself to the floor if that's comfortable for you. And then I want you to come back up onto your quadruped, so onto all fours. Now we're going to go into a half plank position here, and we're going to work both the deep core, the lower back and the arms by using arm extensions in half plank. So what we do is we start set up like a box. We need to take a step forwards with our hands so that our hips are actually further forwards than our knees. So we're actually not lined up anymore in a box shape. Strongly drawing through that belly button. Squeeze up the pelvic floor. Now one hand reaches away. It slowly comes back down. Check that the opposite elbow hasn't locked out. Belly button up as you change sides. So stretching away. Coming back down. Keep those elbows lovely and soft. And keep as still and as stable as you can through your trunk. Stretching away. Not quite sure where my music's gone. So let's stretch away. Good. So that belly button stays in. Check that your hips haven't pushed back over your knees. Otherwise we lose all the weight of the exercise. So one more either side. Come on forwards. Let's do that again. And then again, release your wrists by sitting back. Shuffle on your lower back is quite nice. Have a little shuffle. Oh, it feels strange. Oh, it's not much space in my belly at the minute. Everything's growing really, really fast. Have a little shuffle. We're going to curl your spine up. So if you want to use your hand, just roll your spine back up. Now to give those wrists a rest, you can have a little bit of a roll out if you like. We're going to bring the knees underneath us and we're going to take some thigh rock backs. So we come up onto a high knee. So hopefully this is okay for everyone with kneeling. Now what I want you to imagine is you've got a plank of wood or a pole through your body. And that means, because it's a plank of wood, you can't now bend at the hip, so we can't push our bottom out. The bottom has to stay tucked underneath us. So the movement is going to originate at our knees, not at our hips or our lower back. So just imagine that the join here with my elbow and my fingertips is my knees. So that's where it's originating from. So what I'm definitely not asking you to do is to come back on with the upper body, so flexing the lower back and pushing the hips forward. Don't want to have any movement at the lower back. So belly button is tight, tailbone is tucked under, relax your arms. And we just take that lever back, and I'm only going to drop a couple of inches because that's as far as I need to go to feel the front of my thighs really tighten up. But I've kept that nice diagonal line through my body. I haven't started to lean back with my shoulders or push my hips forwards, and I haven't pushed my bottom out. So let's come on back up, take a breath. Arms this time coming forwards. Now give your bum a good squeeze. So squeeze your glutes. Lovely, good. Feel the front of the thighs tight and really squeeze your bum. And then come on up. So we're going to do 2 more of those. You don't need to go very far, but we shouldn't feel anything in our lower back. So you shouldn't feel any kind of discomfort in your lower back. If you can, it probably means that you're leaning back with your shoulders, you're arching. Come on up. Let's just do 1 more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Give your bum a good squeeze. Lovely. And then come on up and just sink down back into that quadruped. So spinal rotation into thread needle. I want you to take your, let's go left arm first so you can see what I'm doing. Your left arm, I want you to rotate out as far as is comfortable, and then just thread the arm underneath the body, stretch it away from you, push, and then back under. We're going to thread again, so rotate as far as is comfortable, pushing it away, and then let's go again. So we open out, trunk rotation, underneath. Now we're just going to do 1 more of these. So if you open up, thread under, and then if you can, stay there, take your head down. I might have to go a bit wider with my knees, and just pause there. And then you'll push back up. If you took your knees wider, just bring them together again. So let's level up shoulders and draw the lower belly in. Right arm. May well find you've got a bit more rotation on the right side if you are right-handed. So let's push under. Check that left elbow is soft. So rotating around, like it's rotating around your belly button through that thoracic spine. So come under. So we're going to do another one of these with that full rotation. Lovely, moving through that torso. Push under. And then this next one is going to lead us into our thread needle. So we open up, we go under. Maybe let's pause, wider legs if you need it, and come on down. And then a little push on up to centre. And then let's just work through cat-cow, itchy nose. So if you bring that pelvis, tuck it underneath you, arch up, angry cats. And then roll down, belly, chest, head comes up into cow. Rolling under again, so really initiate the movement from your pelvis. And then roll down. And let's just do 1 more of those. So let's work our way back up, exaggerating that movement. And then 1 more rolling all the way down. And then if you come back up to a flat back, sit yourself on your bottom, and we're going to be seated with our little flow sequence of spine lengthening. So let's sit however you are comfy. So that might be cross-legged, or it might be with the legs out in front or in a V shape. Some people like to sit like a frog. So whatever works for you. Feel your seat bones, stack your spine up lovely and tall. So feel as though someone's lifting you up into the crown of that head. So step out right hand, push your left seat bone down as you come up and over. And then take a peek on down to your right hand. We're going to have a tick-tock through to the other side. Land left, push your right seat bone down, and then take the eyes down left. And then if you tick-tock over, so hold that side extension, and then let the arm come all the way through, a little tap of the floor. come up and over tick-tock, over, and as your eyes come down, your hand comes down, a little tap tap if you can, all the way over back to centre, arms come up, draw the shoulders down and just start to lengthen forwards. So remember, we're thinking long spine, we're not thinking rounded spine. So if that means we can't go very far, that's as far as I can go before I start to round my spine, then so be it. Draw the shoulders and then hands just can relax down. And then just walk it in. One more time. Let's go left first this time. So left one out, extend over, the hand comes through, little tap tap. Lovely cartwheel over, pause the extension, little tap tap on the floor. Both arms by your side, hands come up, shoulder blades come down, long spine, so tip the pelvis. And then just pausing there, so not allowing ourselves to round the spine. Hands come down, walk back in, head sits on top, beautiful, dropping chin. I do apologise about my music, folks, I'm not sure why it's turned off. Come on up with that head, go right ear, right shoulder. And if you want to, little lay of that hand, don't pull, gentle, gentle. And then come on up, let's go left to left. And if you want to just pop that hand on, by all means, just be gentle though, just the weight of our hands. Come on up. And then if you make a hammock with your fingers, drop your chin, place your hammock over that occipital bump on the back of your head. And let the shoulders relax, let the elbows close down, but don't pull. And then come on up, relax hands, take a breath in like we do to finish. Take a big exhale out. Take an inhale to the top, hands together. They always come back to heart centre to finish the session. Draw your shoulders, take a little bow, and we finish there. So any questions, folks, please do ask. Otherwise, from myself and from very obvious bump now, it is good night, and I will see you folks next Tuesday, same time, same place. And I will see you then. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.